Jill Collins is an inspirational speaker, aspiring author, and life coach, empowering personal reinvention through the power of connection. After facing the sudden loss of her husband of 14 years, Jill embarked on a journey of self discovery that led her to rediscover her purpose, uplifting others by connecting them to the resources, experiences, and communities they need to thrive. Jill launched Jill Collins Connections, centered around her signature PIPER effect framework for connection. Through her upcoming book, The Power of Connection, I can't wait to actually read that book. I need a little bit more help there, Jill. And the subtitle is Reinventing Yourself After Loss. And her YouTube channel and community, Jill teaches practical tips for overcoming life's transitions and living your summit life. Your summit life, summit to the top. And you can tell after the loss that she experienced, she's speaking from her soul, she's speaking from her heart. With contagious optimism and heart centered wisdom, Jill provides relatable guidance on self care, mindset, relationships, and continued growth. She draws from her professional background and personal experiences to embolden her audience to manifest their dreams. Jill believes we all have a message to share that can impact someone else life's journey. Isn't that the truth? By courageously connecting through storytelling, I love that. I talk a lot about that. We realize we are never alone in this fight. Jill feels called to provide a platform for transformative sharing and discussion to inspire others to become the best version of themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring to the stage Jill Collins. Welcome to the stage, Jill. I'm going to move out of the stage and it's
Thank
your
you.
stage.
So exciting. Thank you, Renee. Gosh, I am so excited to be here with everybody this afternoon. And if you're watching this on a replay, welcome, welcome. This is an amazing experience. And I'm so proud and honored to be a part of Brave Inspires Brave. So I'm going to tell you a little story. But before I do, I am known as the reinvention queen. I don't know if that's good or bad, but let me tell you what happens. Sometimes when we reinvent, we say, I don't reinvent myself. I'm always me. But sometimes things happen to us along the way. We start out and something happens like the loss of my husband, or we just want to make a change in our lives. Since the pandemic, a lot of us were going through this process and we're like, gosh, what do I want to be when I grow up? It's like, I have a chance to make a change. And so when we can either make a change voluntarily or involuntarily, we have the ability to really do something with our lives. So it's what do I want to be when I grow up? And so how do we use connection for reinvention? So imagine this, I'm sitting here. I imagine this like beautiful dining room table. It's all made up. You have the glasses and all the silverware is, perfectly lined up. All the linens are pressed and it's beautiful. And then all of a sudden one day someone comes by and they pull that tablecloth out. Everything shatters to the floor and there's nothing there, and you're like, wow, okay, this is a mess. And what do you do at that point? Well, let me tell you, I can tell you the sob story about my husband dying. And I actually had that talk prepared. And I don't know if I'm going to use it now that I think about it. But, when we have that situation, what I experienced is if I just sit there and wait, I'm going to go through my grieving process. And it was a mess. That was a real mess. I can do that. Or as I started to realize, things start showing up on the table again, because you get a clean slate. You can look at it as a clean slate or as a mess. And some of us can look at it as a clean slate. And all of a sudden someone says, oh, you should start doing this. You should start doing that. And before you know it, if you're not careful, your table's full again. And it doesn't have the clean pressed linens. It may be just a hodgepodge of a bunch of shit. Okay. So you end up with all this stuff. So do you want that kind of table, or do you want a table that you can make up as you go along, that you get to recreate? And so a lot of times with reinvention, a lot of us say, oh, I got a divorce, so I'm going to get back out there in the dating world, and I'm going to try something new, and I want to get back out there. But I'm not 25 anymore, and I've got put on a few pounds, and I'm not as good as I used to be. That may be true, but you know what you don't have, or what you didn't have then that you have now, is you have all this wisdom. You have all these years of experience that you didn't have before. So when we look at reinvention, we look at getting back out there again, whether it be with dating, or maybe you went through a bankruptcy, or you lost a business, or you lost a job. You're not a reconditioned model like an inkjet cartridge. You are even better. You're a new and improved version. You are you 2.0. And I have a free ebook on that I can share with you all. I didn't put that in there, but I will share that with you all. If you'd like to DM me or send me something on Instagram, it's a great way to reach me. Also find my YouTube channel. I have a great channel I started there, and I think you'll enjoy it. But it's finding out what you really want to do. What is it you really want to, who do you want to be? And I think a lot of us think that it's too late for me. I'm 52 years old. My husband died 7 years ago. I was 45. Okay. That's kind of sucks, right? But you know what? What if he had died 20 years later? I'd be 65. What if you died 30 years later? I'd be 75. Something happened to me when he passed. He died very suddenly, and I didn't expect it. We were going sailing that afternoon. He was out for a run, and he just collapsed and died. And I had to find out from the police that came. But what happened is, a few days before that, we were actually living at our second home in Argentina, and he had said, Jill, I want to make sure we have enough money in case something ever happens to me. So we really should sell this place and move back to the US full time. And I was crushed. I was loving it there. I gave up my career. I left everything to be in this new experience. And I'd been in politics, and I even had to commit when I married him that I wouldn't run for office again. So I was like, okay, so we helped other people run for office, and I enjoyed that. But then I'm like, okay, well, if we're going to be back full time where we started, I need to get back out in the community. I need to start getting involved again. And so I arrived home late one night, and he was really upset. He said, where the hell have you been? And I'm like, well, I was at the university club. I was talking to the mayor and all these people, and I was getting back in it again. And he was really upset. And I said, look, I understand. I said, but if we're going to be here full time, I'm going to need something to do. I need a purpose again. I can't sit around and just go to yoga and make dinners and lunch and just hang out and sit back. I said, I need a purpose. I said, don't answer me now. Just think about it. Think about how you see this going. So he didn't. A couple of days went by. A Saturday morning, he went for his run. He didn't come home. I never got the answer, but maybe I did. Maybe that was him saying, and I truly believe he was passing that baton to me and saying, okay, it's your turn now, baby. You go and do what you've been called to do. Now, a lot of people would be upset with me and say, how morbid of you to think that. But I can make this mess and keep it in a mess, and I could just sit back and live my life and not help anyone. But I'm the kind of person, I come from the Midwest, and it's like, we got to get our money's worth here. So it's like, highest and best use. How can I turn this thing around, and how can other people get help from this? So that's when I really started thinking about this, and what did I learn that I can teach other women, other men, other people going through change? And how can I help them not have make the same mistakes that I did? So this is the journey I've been on. It wasn't pretty. I was drinking. I was going crazy for a while there in the beginning. I was just trying to stay busy so I didn't even have to feel anything. But as I started to get better and I started to notice, I stopped drinking, and I said, oh my gosh, I really need to start doing more and treat my body better and take care of myself and start taking care of others. And I have no children, but my mission in life is to help other people, to help end their suffering, to live their summit life. The summit life, what is a summit? It's reaching the peak. Because a lot of us can have a great life. A lot of us have amazing lives. But isn't there something you go, you know what, but I could just tweak this one little thing and just make it a little bit better. That's what I'm helping you at. That's what I do. And I'm always looking for that. Well, this is really good, but is there something we can do a little bit better here? Can we tweak this a little bit more? Can we make this a little bit even more awesome? And so through my YouTube channel that I started actually not that long ago, a few months ago, I realized how many people that I've gotten to know through my Tony Robbins, I'm a platinum partner, and through all the different places I've been in my life. How many times have I reinvented myself? Like 9 lives, like a cat. I have so many different places in my life, and I can't wait for you all to hear my book. I haven't even kind of started it, but thanks for the push, Renee. Is that it's just, there's so many things I've learned, and so many people I know. And I said, how can I give this to other people? I don't know if you're like this, like I am, is, you read something or you watch a YouTube video and you go, oh my God, I know somebody that has to hear this right now. And you share it. Maybe not everybody does that. I do. I'm like, oh my God, I know somebody that needs to hear this. So think about that. But you know what? What was stopping me for 3 years? I said, I know I have to get out there. I know I have to share my voice, share my message. And thank God for Clubhouse. I met many of you there, because Clubhouse helped me find my voice, helped me find my tribe. And I believe, this is what Paul said yesterday, and you said it a little bit, Renee, but my line is, I believe that every single person on this planet has a message to share that someone needs to hear. And every day you don't share that message, someone is suffering. So every day that I said, I'm too scared to do that podcast, someone didn't hear from me. And there were many times I had dark nights of the soul where I would go to YouTube or a book or something, or I'd call a friend, someone who had the courage to write that book, to do that podcast, to record that video. That changed my life and it helped me. So thank you for every one of you who do that. And every single speaker who's here today who has the courage, I would say balls, but courage to get out there and do this. Now, are you watching and you're saying, I know God has a plan for me and I'm not doing it? What do you need? Who do you need to know? That's what connection's all about. The power of connection is finding your tribe, finding people that will support you. There's a thing I love to teach, and I know we're running out of time, but my last thing is, it's called the 33% rule. And I love this concept because it's our social circle. So imagine a triangle and it's split in, thirds. So there's a middle 33% of people that we socialize with. The middle section are the people that we socialize with on a regular basis. They're probably our family, friends, coworkers, people that we generally can't change too much because they're just there. But you know what happens with those people? They're great. But sometimes they keep us at status quo. We're comfortable there. It's fun to hang out with those people. And sometimes it's not, but sometimes it is. And then there's the bottom 33%. These are people that often can drag us down, or maybe they're just behind us that need a helping hand and we can help them along. But we don't want to spend too much time down there either. What we lack oftentimes is that top 33%. And those are the people. This is where I searched. This is where I went on my journey and where I realized how important connection is, because I've always been a connector my entire life. But the power of connection, that top 33%, those are people that you want to find. They're people that you said, when I said, who do you want to be when you grow up? Is there something you're called to do? Do you want to be a YouTube? Do you want to have a podcast? Find the best podcasters. Do you want to write a book? Find the best writers. Find a tribe. Find people that scare you a little bit, that are really doing what you want to do, and reach out to them. Have the courage to go and reach out. They're going to make you, shake a little bit. You're going to be a little nervous, but do it. It'll change your life. And I'm telling you, courage creates confidence, and it's no joke. I'll give you a quick example of that. So again, go back to that 33%. You want to find those people, because those are the people that are going to elevate you. They're going to help you. They're going to challenge you. They're not going to tell you what you want to hear. They're going to make you step up. If they're working out every day and you want to be a fit person, and you start hanging out with people who are working out every day, you're just, by osmosis, you're going to have to start doing it, right? So you want to find those people. But let me tell you a story about an example of courage recently. I've been trugging along with my YouTube channel for a few months now, and I'm like bringing all these amazing speakers that I know and people I've been interviewing. And then I heard this one guy who's talking on relationships, and I'm like, oh, he's got a really big channel. And he said something about speaking at an event, and he said, reach out to my assistant. He told someone, and I'm like, okay, Jill, before you lose the courage, I'm sending an email to his assistant. And I said, would you be interested in speaking on my YouTube channel? I'm thinking, who's this guy? He's got almost 200,000 subscribers. I have my, 300 and something. And I've been out, 3 or 4 months now. And a week went by, and his assistant responded and said, oh, I'm sorry, he's not really doing interviews. And I went, okay, bummer. So 30 minutes went by, and all of a sudden I got an email from him. And he said, I'll do it. So here's my email. Send me what I need to know. So we got on a Zoom call that afternoon. 2 days later, we booked the interview right away, and it just released last week, and my channel went crazy. Now, I was terrified when he scheduled that thing. I was shaking, and then I was like, oh my God. But there's an anxiety and excitement have the same energy in our bodies. So I replaced that anxiety for excitement. And I'm telling you, I had the best time, and I felt so dang good about myself. So I'm someone, I love identity work. I am someone who does the hard things. Are you someone who does the hard things? Pick something that you want to do. Pick just one and go do it today. Just as my friend Peter Swain says, just do the damn thing. You know what it is. It's the thing that keeps you up at night. It's the thing you don't want to look at. Find it and do it. And connect with people. Find your tribe. People are going to support you to get it done. That's what I do, and that's how always served me. Being in connection and community with other people never steered me the wrong way.
Oh my gosh. Wow, Joe. What words you had to say, and talk about being brave. And it's so great to finally hear what you had to say with your beautiful smile. Thank you so much for bringing your energy to the stage. And I know Heather wants me to ask you, we're all dying to know, what is brave to you?
What is brave? Brave and courage. I had this thought already because I know people were asking that. So I was prepped and I knew what I was going to say. But for me is doing what you know you need to do when no one's looking.
Love it. So
because if we do something, it's like I'll show up for everybody, but I've got a yoga mat over there sitting right here. I step over it all the time. Am I willing to get on that mat when no one's looking? Because when I'm willing to show up for myself and have the courage and be brave, then I have the courage to go and reach out to that speaker that scared the crap out of me because I'm showing up for me. I'm learning to trust myself. So it really starts with doing things for ourselves and showing up for ourselves and in simple ways.
100%. I couldn't agree more, and can't wait to see and hear more of you. But just tell people quickly, how can they find you, connect with you, stalk
I would
you?
say, all of my social is at I am Jill Collins. And then my YouTube channel is Jill Collins Connections. So go there. That's a great place to find me. My website doesn't have any links to click and connect to yet. We're working on that, but we're really focused on the YouTube channel. So I'm on Instagram. Great place. DM me. I love connecting with people. So reach out. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks, Justin.
You so much. I appreciate you. Good to see you too. Thank you for sharing your brave.